What's going on, everyone? This should be my final update regarding the recent Tactical Soul VR situation. We now have an official announcement explaining what is happening with Jarvis, the development team, ownership of the project, and the future of the game. Before we begin, as always, do not harass, attack, or send threats to anybody involved. According to the announcement, Jarvis is officially stepping down as a developer and ending his involvement with Tactical Assault VR's development, leadership, and decision making entirely. He is completely moving away from the game and will have no association with it anymore. Ownership of the official Discord server and the game has been transferred to Puddle and Canto, allowing Jarvis to leave this community entirely. Moving forward, Tactical Assault VR will continue under the leadership of Puddle and Canto. Canto also directly confirmed that he and Puddle are the owners. The project will continue without a publisher for the moment. This is a massive change for Tactical Assault VR. The game is not being abandoned, it is entering a new chapter under different leadership. I also asked Kanzo directly how much freedom the new owners will have and what direction they plan to take the game. His response is that they can essentially do whatever they want with the project now. They have no restrictions from Jarvis since he is no longer part of it. He said they have plans, but nothing is set in stone yet because they still got to hash it out. This response is pretty good to me because it shows how significant the ownership change actually is. Without the previous leadership or publisher involvement, Puddle and Kanto appear to have much more creative and directional control over Tactical Assault VR, and this creates opportunities for the game to change, improve, and potentially explore ideas that may not have been possible before. However, this also means that players should not assume every previously announced plan will remain exactly the same. The new owners are still deciding what direction to take, and the development priorities could change during that process. Right now, they have freedom and ideas, but they do not have a finalized roadmap. But one of the most important parts of the game's future coming in soon, hopefully, is community modding. Before the situation happened, the next planned update was expected to introduce community mod support, and the preview appears to show a dedicated in game section where players can access community created content. From what we heard, it's going to be primarily camouflage maps, missions, and other things, but obviously that could change as things come out. It has not been canceled. Community modding become one of this game's most important additions, and it can also allow creators to introduce new experiences and give players reasons to keep returning even when official updates are slower, as they will be. Depending on how extensive the tools are, modding could extend the game's lifespan by years. However, we do not know exactly what players will be able to modify, how content will be uploaded, or when the update will be released. So to be completely clear, community modding is still planned, but it is delayed, and there's no official release date on it. There was also a community question asking whether players would receive some of the previously planned or unreleased content. This message received a checkmark verification from Kanto, which could suggest that at least some of the material that was previously in the feature request form is still intended to be released. However, I would not treat a reaction as confirmation, as basically the same thing for what we just said. Take it with a grain of salt. They're making plans. We'll wait for a roadmap or at least an announcement on what their plan is. Overall, the future of Tactical Assault VR remains uncertain, but it seems to be going in a strong direction. The game has suffered serious reputational damage, development plans have been disrupted completely, and the new owners are taking control through an extremely difficult transition. There will likely be delays, updates may change or be canceled entirely, and ideas could change as well, but the game is not shutting down. Development is expected to continue. Community modding is planned. Puddle and Kanto have more freedom to determine the game's direction, and they appear committed to keeping the project alive. So, what about me personally? Personally, I still think I would like to play Tactical Assault VR. I enjoy the game, I enjoy making content about it, and I do not believe that the work of every other developer, staff member, modder, and member of the community should be discarded just because of one individual, no matter how much of a piece of shit he was. Continuing to play the game does not mean ignoring what happened. For me, it means supporting the people who are now attempting to move the project forward without Jarvis's involvement. I also want to go ahead and thank everybody who helped bring accurate information forward and everyone who handled this situation professionally. Thank you to Puddle, Kanto, the remaining developers, the staff members who had to deal with this, and the people behind the scenes who helped me and helped work to find a path forward for the game. Thank you as well for everyone who watched my previous videos, offered corrections, shared information, or respectfully participated in the discussion. Again, my intention was never to create a harassment campaign or a smear campaign or direct any people towards anybody. My goal was to explain exactly what happened, present correct, or at least as correct as I could verify information that was available, and allow the community to make its own decisions with that. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you guys on the next mission.